For the last many weeks, the Election Commission's Special Intensive Revision, SIR or SIR, has been at the heart of a political controversy. There's been a political firestorm, not just limited to Bihar, but across the country.
I want the nation to know that there is a huge criminal fraud being perpetrated on this country. It is being done by the Election Commission and the party in power, and we have given you crystal clear, undoubtable proof here.
Before we tell you about the political fight, if you're confused about exactly what SIR is, let me break it down for you. What is an electoral roll? Quite simply, the electoral roll is the list of voters registered by the Election Commission recognized by the EC in a particular region. It's Article 324 of the Constitution that provides that the electoral roll will be prepared by the EC for all assembly elections and general elections too. So now there's a revision of these rules being done by the Election Commission. A review essentially to ensure there's no duplication of names in the voter list. The Election Commission has noted that there have been large-scale additions and deletions to the electoral rolls over the last 20 years, and hence the SIR, the Special Intensive Revision now. But this isn't just happening in Bihar. It will be happening across the country, starting with Bihar, which goes to polls in a few months from now. During the last SIR in Bihar, which was in 2003, there was door-to-door verification with a copy of the details of the existing voters. But this time around, voters will have to submit a form with additional details. This is for voters who are registered in the electoral roll after January 2003, because as I told you earlier, the last revision took place in 2003. So in 2003, when the last review happened, the number of voters in Bihar was 49 million voters. Now it's about 79 million, so that's a big jump in voter numbers. Now under the SIR being done, the Election Commission has listed caste certificates, family registers and land allotment certificates as some of the valid documents. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what about Aadhaar? Interestingly, the EC has refused to accept Aadhaar in their revision exercise because the Aadhaar card itself carries a disclaimer stating it can't be used as proof of citizenship. But here's the catch. When a new voter is registered with the EC, the Aadhaar then is a must. Form 6 for the inclusion of new voters as per the Registration of Electors Rules 1960 requires that the Aadhaar actually be provided compulsorily unless the person doesn't have one. It's mentioned as a proof of date of birth and place of residence as per Form 6. And so there's a clear contradiction there that the EC doesn't accept Aadhaar for the review but accepts it when someone registers as a new voter. Opposition parties hence are up in arms, saying most people now have only Aadhaars as proof of identity and no other document.
तो हमको लगता है कि 70 से 80% तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व तब हो जाएगा जब आधार कार्ड, राशन कार्ड, मनरेगा कार्ड, जॉब कार्ड को ये इंक्लूड करें। आखिर इंक्लूड क्यों नहीं कर रहे? और कुछ दिन पहले ही इलेक्शन कमीशन ने डुप्लीकेसी को लेके लिंक करने का काम किया, तो इस बार आधार कार्ड को आपने क्यों एक्सक्लूड कर दिया डॉक्यूमेंट्स में से? तो इसको इंक्लूड कीजिए।
The other big flashpoint is over the revision confirming citizenship. As per the EC, only citizens who are what's referred to as ordinarily resident should be included in the electoral roll of a constituency. Migrants who have moved away for long periods of time on account of education or employment would be included in the electoral roll of the constituency of their current residence. This is as per provisions of the Representation of People's Act or the RP Act. But the RP Act also provides that persons temporarily absent do not cease to be ordinarily resident. Many migrant workers shift to other places within the state or outside the state, but then they return to their place of birth, to where the upbringing happened. Their families, their properties may continue to be in the same location, and so they choose to retain their right to vote in that very location. And that's where again there's a confusion. But because of this, the opposition has called the EC's exercise as an NRC of sorts, the National Register of Citizenship.
आप इतने कम टाइम में एक्सरसाइज कैसे कर पाएंगे? बहुत टाइम कम है। SIR में भाई जो लोग जो अपना एड्रेस चेंज कर लिए, उनको क्यों आप पूछ रहे हैं बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट? माइग्रेशन होता है, अब क्या करेंगे वो लोग? वो गए इसलिए कि बिहार में कुछ है ही नहीं, कोई सरकार ने उनका रोजगार का इंतजाम किया ही नहीं, तो मजबूरी उनकी है, बाहर बैठे हैं। तो ये सब प्रॉब्लम्स हमने ईसीआई के सामने रख के हमने कहा इसका तो आप solution निकालिए।
The Election Commission, meanwhile, has defended the exercise, highlighting that it was the opposition that repeatedly sought review of electoral rules. What we're seeing right now is a 3-month exercise, and in all likelihood, there will be a similar exercise ahead of next year's state elections in Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and other states.